to all. Welcome to the lecture series of analog circuit, that is BEC 402. This is the second lecture in continuation with the frequency response of amplifier. So in the previous lecture we have seen the frequency response of amplifier. We have seen the graph. Now we have also seen the calculation of unity gain frequency of BJT. We have discussed the various BJT capacitances in the previous lecture. So in continuation with this is the high frequency response. Basically in this lecture we will discuss the high frequency response. So these will be the outline. First of all, we will see the common emitter amplifier circuit, then we will see the frequency response, we will see the BJT capacitances and draw the frequency models, high frequency models, and then we will see the high frequency response. We will do the derivation for the high frequency response of common emitter amplifier. So this is the circuit for common emitter amplifier configuration. So here you can see that input signal is applied through a CC1 capacitor, which is the coupling capacitor, and this transistor is connected in common emitter configuration because emitter terminal is common between input and output. Output is taken from the collector node through this coupling capacitor CC2, and the load resistance RL is connected here. So this is the circuit for which we have to do the high frequency analysis, high frequency response analysis. Common emitter amplifier configuration is the most important configuration for your exam. So just have a look for this frequency response that we have already seen in the previous lecture too, but it is very important that can be asked in the exam, like draw the properly labeled frequency response of amplifier. So this is the properly labeled diagram where three bands are represented: low frequency band, mid band and the high frequency band. So the analysis can be divided into three parts. Low frequency band, the coupling capacitor and bypass capacitors are responsible for reduction in gain, whereas in mid band all the capacitances can be neglected. That means the value of if the value of CC1, CC2 and CE are like that, we can neglect them. And in the mid band the value of internal capacitances is also very less, so we can neglect the value of internal capacitances. So in mid band you don't have to consider any type of capacitance, but at high frequency band BJT or MOSFET internal capacitances are to be considered. And in case of BJT, we have seen in the previous slide C pi and C mu, these are the capacitances, whereas in case of MOSFET there are two capacitances, that is CGS and CGD, where CGS is connected between gate and source terminal and CGD is connected between gate and the drain terminal. So these are almost equivalent. C pi is equivalent to CGS and C mu is equivalent to CGD. So this frequency response is applicable to any configuration of amplifier. Now in this lecture we will discuss this part, only this part. We are focusing this part, high frequency response of common emitter amplifier. So the configuration is common emitter amplifier and we will see the high frequency response only. In your unit 1 you have to study this part, mid band analysis. This is the topic of unit 2, high frequency response of common emitter amplifier. So here in this slide I have drawn the high frequency model of common emitter amplifier, where I have considered the high frequency parameters, that are C mu and the C pi are known as the internal capacitance of BJT. From the previous lecture you can see that this is the same model, high frequency pi model, where at base Rx is connected to model the base, R pi is the base resistance, C pi is the base emitter junction capacitance, C mu is the base collector junction capacitance, GM pi is the collector current, RO is the internal resistance of internal output resistance of BJT, and RC is the collector resistance and RL is the load. connected to the common emitter configuration. So this is the complete diagram of common emitter amplifier, because from this point B to C, this is the model of pi model of BJT. But for common emitter amplifier, you can see from this slide, at base terminal R signal is connected and input is connected at V signal. So here we have added this V signal and R signal at the same position, and RB is also connected between base and the ground. So RB is connected between base and the ground, because emitter is connected at ground. So we have used the common ground concept here. At the output, at collector nodes, RC is connected. So we have added RC at the same position, because at AC analysis, you can see that for drawing the AC equivalent circuit, because before moving to the small signal model, first we have to draw the AC equivalent circuit. So for drawing the AC equivalent circuit, just replace it by the ground, and this can be replaced by open circuit. So you can see that this RC is connected between collector and ground, and RL is also connected between collector and ground, because this is replaced by short circuit, this is also replaced by short circuit, and this is also replaced by short circuit. So there is no use of CC1, CC2 and CE, but we have to consider the internal BJT capacitances. So this is the model of common emitter amplifier configuration. So from this model, we have to calculate input impedance R in, output impedance R out, and the gain. Because you know that for amplifier analysis, these three parameters are the most important parameter. In unit 1, we have already calculated these value R in, R out and gain for the common emitter amplifier, but in that model, these C pi and C mu are not there. So just we have added these two component only. So analysis is same. Using this model, because there are so many components connected at input and output, so we have simplified this diagram. So the B diagram, this B diagram is the simplification of A. So let's see how we have simplified it. First, see at the output side. At output side, RO is connected, RC is connected, and RL is connected. All three are connected in parallel combination. So this is replaced by RL dash, and the value of RL dash is RO parallel RC parallel RL. I think this is clear, because all three are connected in parallel. So we have replaced by a single resistance RL dash, and the value of RL dash is RO parallel RL parallel RC. Now, so this part is simplified by these two components, GMV pi and RL dash. Now come to the input side. C mu is as it is, C pi is as it is. Now this circuit can also be simplified using the voltage divider. So apply voltage divider here at this node. First calculate the voltage at this node. So if you calculate voltage at this B node, definitely the voltage at this B node, let's say this is VB, and that can be equals to V signal if we apply voltage divider, V signal into RB upon RB plus R signal. This will be the value of this VB at this node, and the resistance, equivalent resistance, because we have applied the Thevenin equivalent theorem. So by this is the voltage and the current, or you can say voltage divider. The resistance will be RB parallel R signal. Now come to this part. Now this circuit is simplified up to this point. Now calculate here, because this is the same scenario, Rx and R pi. So again you can apply another voltage divider. So when we apply another voltage divider, this term will remain same. So this term will remain same, because this represents the VB voltage. So this voltage multiplied by the R pi divided by R pi plus Rx and the resistance which is already at this node. These two are in series. So let's see what will be the value. So this complete voltage, this is actually VB, which we have already calculated. This is VB. So this VB multiplied by R pi divided by R pi plus Rx, and because Rx, with this Rx, these two parallel combination will be in series. So this will become Rx plus R signal parallel R pi. So this is the value of V signal dash. We have simplified these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 component with this 2 component, V signal dash and R signal dash. So I hope how we have calculated V signal. First we apply voltage divider at this node. Then second we have applied voltage divider at this node. So by applying voltage divider 2 times, we can calculate V signal dash, and by calculating the resistance from first voltage divider to second voltage divider, we can calculate the R signal dash, and which will be equals to R pi, that is in parallel. This R pi is in parallel with this Rx definitely, but this there is RB parallel R signal from the first voltage divider. So the overall R signal dash will become R pi parallel Rx plus RB parallel R signal. So this is the equivalent resistance V R signal dash. Now see, this is a very simplified circuit. If we want to calculate Rn and R out and gain, so for this we have seen in the mid-band analysis, input and output side are isolated in the pi model, but in this case there is a capacitance C mu which is connected between base and collector, and this is also known as bridging capacitor. So the problem is this C mu, because this C mu is connected at input side as well as at output side. So anyhow, if I can replace this C mu with a equivalent capacitance at input node, then the problem can be solved. So by applying a theorem which is known as Miller's theorem, we can calculate the value of C mu at the input side, and this can be replaced by C in. If I replace this C mu at this input side, like this diagram can be redrawn like this: R signal C pi, here the voltage is V signal dash, this is R signal dash, this is C pi. This C mu is drawn at input, but this will become C in place of C mu, and here this is GM V pi and RL dash. So now see, now this is very simple. At this node you can calculate input impedance, at this node you can calculate output impedance, and very easily you can calculate the gain. So this Cn can be given by C pi plus C mu 1 plus GM RL dash. This is the formula for Cn using Miller's theorem. This is using Miller's theorem. You can calculate this value of Cn at the input side. So directly I have written this formula. If you want to see the derivation for Cn, how this expression came, then you can refer your Cedra and Smith book where this derivation is also given. But there is no use to derive the Cn. You can directly use this formula, which is equals to C pi plus C mu 1 plus GM RL dash. So here this is the input impedance of C mu at input side, and C pi is in connected parallel. That's why we have added this. So again I'm repeating, there is a little bit confusion. This Cn is representing the input capacitance, total input capacitances, and this is calculated through the Miller's theorem, that is C mu 1 plus GM RL dash. Now using this, now we can easily derive the expression. If we set C pi and C mu equals to 0, then we can calculate the mid band gain AM. So this expression is from mid band analysis of unit 1, where we have neglected all the capacitances. So you can directly write this expression or you can derive it. So directly you can see from the diagram, if we neglect the C pi and C mu, then definitely the V output upon V signal will come out RV upon RV plus R signal, R pi upon RX, R pi plus RX. This is a voltage divider applied at the input side, and now C pi and C mu is 0. Then this will be multiplied by GMRL. This is the current. This is the output voltage. So VO by V signal will become this, and this can be represented by AM, mid-band gain. This is the final output resistance, RL. So we can compare the expression with the single time constant circuit. If we derive the frequency response of single time constants, STC circuits, where one capacitor and one resistor is connected, then the expression is AM upon 1 plus S upon omega H. So if we compare this with this formula, then your FH will come out this 1 upon 2 pi C in is R signal dash, because this is the mid-band gain without C pi and C mu, and for this for this expression, this C pi and C mu combination, which is replaced by don't write it C in, write it C in dash, and C in is equals to C pi plus C in dash, where C in dash is calculated using Miller's theorem, and this is the total C in. So if we derive the formula of gain from this previous pi model, then your FH will equals to 1 upon 2 pi C in into R signal dash. So now we can draw the frequency response, because we have calculated this value of FH. So this FH is equals to 2 pi C in R signal dash, and this is also known as 3 dB frequency, 3 dB point. This is the AM. So at this frequency, gain reduced by 3 dB, and after that, because it is single time constant circuit, or you can say the first order circuit, the gain roll off rate is 20 dB per decade. Per decade means this is the logarithmic scale. So this is the high frequency response of common emitter amplifier. We have seen the input impedance, we have seen the output impedance. Now based on this amplifier configuration, some numerical can came in your exam. So let's see this numerical. It is required to find the mid-band gain, upper 3 dB frequency of common emitter amplifier as shown in the previous figures. And for the following case, the data is given, IE is given, RB is given, RC is given, like the circuit parameter all are given to you. Determine the frequency of the transmission 0, you have to determine the frequency response, you have to determine the mid-band gain, you have to determine the 3 dB frequency. So first of all, we have to do the DC analysis, because for pi model we have to calculate the DC parameters. So here IE is given, that can be equated with IC, that is 1 milliampere. In pi model, we have to calculate the value of GM, we have to calculate the R pi, we have to calculate RO, then only we can draw the pi model. So to draw the pi model, these three values we have to calculate. We know the formula for GM, that this formula you have to remember. So just learn these formulas. GM is equals to IC upon BT, R pi equals to beta upon GM, and R equals to VA by AC. All these values are given in your question. So by using these values, you can calculate these values. At high frequency, we know there are two capacitances, C pi plus C mu. So here this C mu is given to you, and we know that C pi plus C mu is equals to GM upon omega t, and by using this formula you can calculate the value of C pi 2, because C mu is given and you can calculate C pi. So here these are the value for C pi and C mu. Rx is given in your question, that is 50 ohms. So now you know all these values. Now easily you can calculate the mid-band gain. You have to just put these values in this expression. So this is the RL dash, this is the GM RL dash, and this is the value of AM, mid-band gain. By using the value of RL dash and GM RL dash, you can calculate the mid-band gain. So just you have to use the formula. You can convert it into the dB. So this is 32 dB. Now for determining the FH, that is the upper 3 dB frequency, we have to calculate the value of C in, because the expression was 1 upon 2 pi C in into R signal dash. So calculate the C in using this formula that we have seen in the previous slide. You can calculate R signal dash, just use these value in this formula and you can calculate the upper 3 dB frequency. In case of common, finally, in case of common source amplifier, it is shown that common emitter has the transmission 0 with the frequency, with this can be represented by FZ. Actually, it is not important, so you can skip this. So do the numerical from this point, and this is very important question from the exam point of view. So now let's see the important questions on frequency response that can came into your exam. So draw the properly labeled frequency response of the common emitter amplifier, and why does the voltage gain reduces at low frequency and high frequency of common emitter amplifier. So I hope from this video you can able to write the answer for this question number 1. Now let's see the question number 2. Derive the input resistance, output resistance and voltage gain for common emitter amplifier at high frequency by performing the small signal analysis. So we have seen the small signal analysis of common emitter amplifier. We have seen the input impedance, that is the R signal dash. So we have calculated the value of input impedance, we have calculated the value of output impedance, and we have calculated the value of gain. So you have to do the complete derivation. The third question is the numerical on this topic. So we have seen one sample question, but you can try more. So this is all about the high frequency response of common emitter amplifier, and you can do the analysis for the common source just by replacing BJT by MOSFETs. So both the analysis are exactly same, just you have to replace the device. So this is all about the high frequency response of the common emitter amplifier. Thank you so much.